Alright guys, what's up? It's Iceman again, and I've got another blade overview for you. I'm calling this one an overview. I guess you could call it a review as well. This is the Spyderco Military. This is the black DLC version, and this actually is one of the like I've talked about before, the Blade Forums pass around knives. So Spyderco actually provided this to the forums, and I was able to sign up for the pass around and got to check this knife out. Now, one thing I will tell you, that this is a monster of a knife. It is huge, super huge. I mean, here's an example. I have medium-sized hands. Look how much handle is hanging out there. That's a ton of handle. Not to say it's not ergonomic. It's very ergonomic. It's a very comfortable knife. I just found it too large. We're talking, I want to say the handle's about 5.5 inches long. Yeah, exactly 5.5 inches long. So that's a pretty long handle. If you've got medium-sized hands like I do, it's just a little bit too big of a knife. I mean, I like bigger folders. That's why I wanted to check it out. And I really like Spyderco's products, and I've had a few paramilitaries. So, you know, I want to check out the military. Some things I liked about the blade, it's got a big old, 4-inch blade. And I actually put this blade to quite a bit of use. I carried it for about a week, and I put it through a lot of EDC tasks, and it did really well for how big of a blade it is. It's definitely manageable. One of the nice features of the military is it's super lightweight. I mean, for how big of a knife it is, I want to say it weighs in at 4.3 ounces. Let's double check that it's probably 4.4, but it's right around there. We'll just check on our scale here real quick. Yeah, 4.4 on the dot. So 4.4 ounces for that big of a knife. That's pretty impressive. That's one feature I do like about the military. It's really lightweight for how big it is. And one of the ways they accomplish that is they accomplish that by doing like a partial frame lock on this. That's not a full liner. And that's one way they actually got it to lighten up. Now it's very solid. There's no blade play, no wiggle, no nothing. But that's how they accomplish that. One way they made that really lightweight. But one trade-off for that was they could only go with a tip down pocket clip, which is not my favorite way to carry a knife. No option for tip up carry, so that's another negative for me. So all in all, the military I think is a great knife. I mean, it is S30V steel, rockets open with that thumb hole. It's a very smooth knife. I mean, really smooth, nice G10 scales. I like the DLC. I like the black on black look. It would have been cooler if they would have gone with black hardware. I've never understood why when they do like a black on black, they don't do black screws and pivot and everything. That would look a lot cooler, but definitely a pretty cool knife. Here's a comparison for you to another big knife, and I use this knife a lot in my videos because it's probably my favorite knife in my collection. Maybe minus the new Hinderer I got. Well, time will tell. Funny enough, they're both Hinderer designs. So, it's a little bit longer than the 560. It's, thinner. I wouldn't say it's a little bit longer. I mean, that gives you a better idea. It's quite a bit longer than the 560, and the 560 is a big knife. 560 fits my hand really nicely, and you have a little blade hanging off, but not nearly as much as the military. And that it was just kind of, the 560 is like the biggest knife I want to have, and this is definitely bigger and longer. It is nice that it's lighter weight. It's almost a full, I think it's 1.4 ounces lighter than the 560. So it's definitely, it's definitely easily carryable for its size, but for how long it is, it sometimes will, it'll bottom out your pocket a lot of times because it's pretty dang long. So just something to consider if you're looking at the military. I think that's why Spyderco came out with the paramilitary, and why the paramilitary too is like the knife. I mean, it's super hot. The prices they go for sometimes are quite ridiculous for what you get. And I love a para too. And I'm actually, one thing I will say, after handling this military, I don't plan on owning a military anytime soon. The titanium one kind of tempts me, but it's so big. But I do want to get another paramilitary because it's so similar. It's just basically a scaled down version of this, and it would be even better if the paramilitary had this liner lock. The compression lock on top here. I'm not a huge feature of that, but I mean, not a huge fan, not a huge feature. It doesn't make sense. I'm not a huge fan of that compression lock. It kind of pinches your finger. It's nice. It's fun to play with the knife, and it's smooth, and you can dangle it and such. But and I don't have a paramilitary 2 right now in my collection to compare this to. One knife I did want to kind of show that I just got was this Emerson Horseman. Another, you know, similar style knife, the black blade. You know, no black hardware though. Again, actually these screws are black, but and the pocket is black, but the pivot's not. So kind of interesting. But you know, it's good EDC size, the Horseman. And you can see just how much bigger the military is in that knife. And this knife, I mean, this knife fits my hand perfect. It's actually like the perfect size knives for me. So just kind of a few comparison shots. This isn't going to be a real detailed video. I just wanted to do a video because I'm part of the pass around and wanted to kind of give my thoughts on the military. Definitely a nice knife for the price point. I mean, they can be found, you know, 120 bucks or so. And you get a heck of a lot of knife for 120 bucks. I mean, you get a huge 4-inch blade. You know, you get just a beast of a knife for the money. So it's definitely a great value. I'd recommend it. I just wouldn't recommend it to anyone with medium-sized hands, or especially guys with small hands, because this is not going to be the knife for you. It's gonna dwarf you. Guys with big paws, you know, this is a great knife for you. If you got big hands, the military is where it's at, because it's, you know, a bigger version of the paramilitary too, and it's definitely you know, got a nice size handle. So if you got big hands, highly recommend this knife. For me, it just wasn't a fit, and that happens sometimes with knives. But the cool thing is with the pass around is I got to try it out, you know, and it's just going to cost me the cost of shipping insurance to the next guy. And, you know, I basically got to try out the military, and I got to know that it wasn't for me without having to go and purchase one and then, you know, spend the money and realize, I don't like the knife, I'm going to have to sell it now or trade it. So it's a great way that I highly recommend you take part of the pass around if you get an opportunity. There's lots of pass arounds. I'm involved in another one coming up soon for a fixed blade, and you know, most of my reviews are on folders. I do own a few fixed blades, and I plan on putting this fixed blade through the ringer. So definitely look forward to that. That'll probably be a few weeks out, just because I know the knife hasn't even been shipped, and I was actually first on the list for that. So I'll give you a little more detail when that time comes. But yeah, there's a quick overview of the Spyderco Military. This is the black on black DLC edition. Definitely a great blade, just a little too large for me. And like I said, if you got big hands, definitely recommend it. So any questions or comments, leave them in the section in the comments below, and I look forward to the next video coming up soon. Probably gonna be, man, it could be on many things. Like I told you in another video, I'm gonna do those titanium flashlights. Sounds funny to call them flashlights, even though they technically are flashlights. Those titanium lights from Olight and EagleTac. That might be the next review. I might take a look more in depth at this Horseman that I just got. There's that Hinderer. You know, I owe you a Spyderco Southern. And I mean, there's just a lot of reviews I have in the pipe. So definitely coming down the line. I got quite a bit of things coming. So if there's anything you want to see me review that I haven't reviewed, or you know, anything particular you want me to compare or see, you know, I can definitely do my best to make that happen for you. So. And again, the contest, that actually ends in 2 days. So the contest is still going through the 13th of this month, which is Thursday. And, you know, we've gotten, you know, quite a bit over 100 subscribers now, which is awesome. And, you know, that contest is coming up soon. So look forward to the announcement of the winners on that. So if you haven't already entered the contest, feel free to do so. That's still going. Just leave a comment and like the video. And I appreciate the likes, guys. Appreciate the subscriptions. If you haven't subscribed to me, please do so. And if you like this video, please go ahead and click the like button for me. It helps me out quite a bit. Appreciate your time, and have a good one.